R&B.
All right, you dig?
K-100, you bastard!
Woo! Let me I want to get everything lined up because I want to make sure nobody misses our next on Instagram Live. I got to get this loaded up and make sure everything right over here. All right. Welcome everybody to K-100 Radio. I'm your host Blizzard. Thanks everybody for tuning in to the show. All right, 347-934-0966. That is the number to dial into the show. 347-934-0966. That is the number to dial into the show. I want to welcome everybody to another round of our direct line interviews. We're in the second hour right now. And got a really special interview coming up right here. Something that we don't necessarily get a chance to do often. We're going to bring a poet to you guys, right? And first of all, let me go ahead and bring her on the line and introduce everybody to her. Tammaka, am I saying that right? That's right.
Yes. You're
Yes.
saying it right.
Tammaka, I knew it was right, but I just wanted to make sure. Tammaka Staley is on the line, everybody. Welcome her to the broadcast. You gotta give her a round of applause, please. We'll do it for you. Don't worry. All right. 347-934-0966. Again, that is the number to dial into the show. And we met Tammaka at the bar exam. Of course, now if you guys have been watching K-100 Radio for the past at least two years now. At this point, we've been rocking with the bar exam. The bar exam is a local showcase here held at Apache Cafe once a month. Savage Fan Productions, the homie Mike Sit, DJ Knots, always over there in the building. Shout out to the whole crew over there at Savage Fam. I think he's on the line. I'm gonna bring him up here in a second. And it's a really dope event. Has a really organic following. Apache Cafe itself has had it, but Mike also has a following that's really loyal to the bar exam. Basically, if you ever watched our Ill or Kill segment where we play music live on the air and get feedback from the people, it's essentially the performance version of that. You know what I'm saying? It's essentially artists come up there, they do their thing, they register, and you know they're gonna pass the bar, pass the mic, and you're gonna live or die by your performance, just like you live or die by your music on K-100 Radio. And the people have a say in the situation. So of course, when I first saw the event, I fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I've been a judge at the bar exam before. I've attended numerous ones. And so we decided to partner up with Savage Fam and be one of the sponsors. And the winners of the bar exam, they win a free interview over here at K-100 Radio, one of our promotional interviews that you are watching right now. Thank you for watching, by the way. If you're listening on SoundCloud, please follow. If you're watching on YouTube after the fact, please subscribe. If you're listening to us on TuneIn Radio, iTunes Radio, or on our mobile app, we really appreciate it. Tell a friend and tell a friend. All right? Now, so, bar exam, K-100 Radio, we friends. They win, we rock with them. Got it? Simple, cut, got it. Yeah, all right. So that's how this all works out. And so the bar exam is grown and it's on the move, and now it's going to other cities. And so normally I would have already met this young lady on a normal circumstance. But Mike Sick has expanded, and he's taking the show on the road up to South Carolina, took it all the way up there, and the bar exam, it was a great success. And the person that won the bar exam, you know, up in South Carolina, was this young lady. It was a poet. Now, understand that the bar exam, generally, rappers or singers or who you're going to see there, but that's not all who's welcome. Poets are also welcome. Spoken word artists are also welcome. And so she came, and she won the day. She took the crown. And so, so she won up there. So when you win the bar exam, you get to come back and be a featured artist. So she drove all the way down to Atlanta to be the featured artist because she won in South Carolina. That's how I came in. That's where I met her at. She was freaking phenomenal. She did her thing up there. I was really impressed with her poetry and her spoken word. And so I was like, yo, definitely just because you didn't win in Atlanta, that doesn't change the rules. You won the bar exam. You get to be on K-100 Radio. And now, here we are. Everybody got that? Good. All right. Now we're at where we're at right now. All right, Tammaka. Did I get that right? Is that pretty much sums it up?
You got it. You got it right. You got it right.
All right. So, which is a little bit different because normally, you know, we're here to hold on a second. Let me see real quick. Let me see. All right. I was trying to fix something on Instagram Live. So I was making sure they can hear us, and somebody was saying something. So I don't want anybody to miss this because hopefully, Tammaka, right? What we're gonna do is you're gonna spit some poetry for us on the air, right? That's what we're gonna do.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Because
I got you.
normally we would play music by the artist, but this is different. So we're just gonna turn our music down. We're gonna sit back and we want to let her wow you with what she does, which is freaking excellent. You guys are gonna really enjoy it. So if you're watching this right now, if you're listening, trust me. If you know anybody who likes spoken word or poetry, share. Go invite them to the live feed. Share it on your timeline. Be like, yo, because I'm telling you right now, she finna snap, and you don't want to miss it. She finna snap. You know anybody who like spoken word? I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes. Then we gonna talk a little bit. We are gonna chop it up. I'm kind of prolonging, but I want everybody to be on the line to hear this joint live. All right, so Tammaka, first of all, please formally just tell everybody who you are, all of your accomplishments. You got a whole bunch of awards and stuff you've won in contests. Go ahead and run it down for these folks.
Okay, well, hello, everyone. How y'all doing? What's up, Atlanta? All the other states listening. I definitely am so grateful to be live with you all. I don't do many radio interviews, so this is certainly a pleasure. In a nutshell, I am a performance poet and teaching artist. I also do a lot of advocacy across different communities, and the main thing that I do in my poetry and facilitating and teaching workshops is teaching communities how to use art to create social justice. So that's like my specific focus. I have a bachelor's in social work, so anything advocacy-based, anything about building communities and trying to dismantle systems of oppression to create a better environment, specifically for folks of the African diaspora, is what I talk about. I also run a campaign in conjunction with that message called Love on Purpose. Definitely follow that on Instagram at Love on Purpose Campaign. And it's essentially just a movement that I wanted to create in order to further teach communities and individuals and encourage them to be intentional and put love at the center of creating social justice, putting love at the center of their jobs or their lovers, their friends, their families, in order to not only make a change in our environments, but to make a change in yourself, to grow, to evolve. And I feel like the only way to do that is if you're very, very intentional in manifesting, like, what do we want to do in order to break down this toxic behavior and that toxic behavior in order to create change. And sometimes that comes with making hard decisions and being very intentional about tough things, like checking each other when we're wrong, you know what I mean? Like, we don't like to do that often. We don't like to hold ourselves and our loved ones accountable when we're wrong and we're doing things to create trauma and create oppression for others. But that is the work, right? That's doing the work. That's being very specific and intentional about how we can come together as communities to make this place what we want it to be. We talk a lot about what we want it to be, but Love on Purpose is putting forth the action. And so that's my main thing. But I also slam every once in a while. I've done Queen of the South Poetry Slam out of Greenville, South Carolina. Shout out to Upstate. That's family. I'm two-time Queen of the South champion. I'm a co-champion this year. I tied for first with my homegirl Lyric. She's also a dope poet out of Atlanta, so definitely hit her up. I've been featured in HuffPost Black Voices, HuffPost Women, Glamour Magazine, Self Magazine. I'm published in a few places. What's Good Black? Shout out to Ciara Freeman. Yeah. Anthology Hand in Hand Poetry Sponsor Raised by Al Black. And there's a few other places. YouTube. I'm on Facebook at Tammaka Staley. Everything is Tammaka Staley. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So that's about it. I could go on and on with awards, but really it's about the work, right?
Right.
It's about what the work represents. It ain't really about me necessarily.
Yeah, not really. Nobody really cares that you've been. Nobody cares that you've been.
Right?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Sound like modest, because I do it for myself too. It's a healing thing for me. But
right.
I came into this line of work because I knew that if I didn't do it, nobody else would.
Right.
If I didn't be a voice for our communities, if I didn't be a voice for Black women and girls, then nobody else would. If I didn't have our back, nobody would. Right. So that's me. That's why I'm here to just spread the truth, spread the message, and rock out and vibe. To work a little bit in the process. That's all.
All right. So.
That's all.
All right. So, because she just says everything so nonchalant, like, I've been on HuffPost and, what I'm saying, all this kind of stuff. I got all these awards, but nobody cares, right? Of course nobody cares. Of course, nobody cares, though, really. Yeah, okay, yeah. We care, Tammaka. People care. All right, people care.
Well, thank
all right?
you.
Yes. We care over here at K-100 Radio. We love accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? You're here because of accomplishment, and the accomplishment that you did last week here in Atlanta at Apache Cafe. The accomplishment that you did at South Carolina is why you're actually here right now. So yeah, accomplishments get recognized. You feel me? Now I noticed a central theme in all of your poetry is the big ups and the pride of being a black woman. You feel me? And we're gonna talk. There are several things that we could go into, but we only have 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to just black people, everything that's going on with the police, everything that's going on with this country, in general, there's a war I feel like that's really on black people. But of course, as we well know, you know, black women have their own set of issues, as you know, that's just separate from being black men. And I noticed that your poetry centers around that. So what do you get any pushback? Do you get anybody who feels like, why she gotta always be pro-black, or why is it always gotta be about race? Because I get that a lot, and I'm like, I tell people, motherfucker, it's always about race because race is an issue in this country, and when it stops, I'll shut up, and until then, I'm not. But you know what I'm saying? So I mean, but how do you feel about that? You know, when you're out and you're campaigning and your campaign is about love, but you have to put these ugly truths for people to see. How do you balance that? And how do you try to pull people into the cause without turning them off? It seems like I have a problem with that sometimes because I'm just too brash, they say. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. I get the pushback all the time. And the reality is, and the truth is that I don't always do it in a way that doesn't turn people away. I'm still learning that. I'm still holding myself accountable for my approach. And I just think it's about me just constantly checking myself and unpacking my own biases and my own ways in which I'm conditioned by toxic behavior in order to spread that knowledge to others without being rude or without being elitist, you know, and I don't always succeed in that. But I just try to tell the truth, and I'm like, that's why I wanted to come up with Love on Purpose, to let people know that even though we're facing all this harshness, you know, you have to keep love at the center, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to remove it. Like, I feel like love is not, and when I say love, I don't even really mean love for other people, but just like, or love in the sense of romantically loving a thing or something, but love in the sense of it's genuine, it's transparent, like being transparent, being pure, and being genuine in anything that you do in order to create positive change around you. That's the only way that we're going to have these systems that continue to oppress and demonize us, you know, dismantled, is that if we be very transparent. And I feel like that's what love is. It's being transparent. It's making a conscious decision to say, hey, today, this is what I'm doing to get free. And that's love for me. That's love to me, is saying, this is what I'm going to do to get free today. This is what I'm going to do to get this promotion today. And all of this is towards creating my freedom and creating a better space. So I don't always do it, but I try to not address people in the way that makes them think that I'm attacking them as a person. And so I kind of start off like when I'm in my poems, I don't ever give a disclaimer. I kind of just say it out and let people interpret it how they want to. And I get comments. I get hate mail. I get
you get hate mail,
all kind of stuff.
You get hate mail,
and I just accept that. Oh yeah. I've definitely gotten some hate before it. And of course the casual slide in your DMs to tell you off because you don't want to tell them in front of everybody else in comments. You know, it's just a part of the territory. And I just accept that for what it is. And then I try to think about what I'm going to say and let the person know, like, hey, fam, I'm checking you not because I'm attacking you as an individual, but because I'm attacking your behavior. I'm attacking the system and the structure in which you've been influenced by. You know, I think that kind of makes it a little easier for people to digest, because nobody wants to ever think that they're the bad guy. Like, you know, it's that guilt factor. Like, I don't want to think that I'm doing something to harm somebody else when, in all actuality, you probably are. And I just try to tell people that when I check you, I'm not checking you as an individual. I'm not, like, attacking you. I'm attacking the structure, you know what I'm saying, the behavior that you've been influenced by. So, you know, it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. I'm still learning. But that's how I try to kind of approach it so it won't turn people away.
All right, so how do you I see the homie Mike Sick is also, I think, is on the line. I'm going to bring him on here real quick and tell him about, you know, when he first met you and heard your poetry and everything, and about winning the bar exam. Yeah. And we're going to get into some of your poetry. We're going to let you go ahead and spit these bars at these folks. I still say you got bars. It's poetry, but it's still all bars. Mm-hmm. All right. So
it's spitball.
When it comes to hip hop, you know, the bar exam is like a hip hop based thing. But, you know, like I said, it's not just for rappers and singers, but it's mostly about that. And, you know, what we deal in over here mainly in K-100 Radio is, of course, hip hop. and misogyny has been an issue, a part of the culture.
Right.
But misogyny is a part of society. How do you combat that? How do you address that as a black person? Are you a defender of hip hop? Because some people feel like hip hop is the devil, and I'm like, no, hip hop is just showing you devilish shit that goes on at the end of the day. Because
Right.
there for every hip hop rap video that has a woman shaking their ass, I can go to a strip club and find a woman willingly doing it for a paycheck. You feel me? So for every time somebody says bitch, nowadays every time somebody says bitch in a rap song, you could turn on reality TV and hear women calling themselves bitches. So how do you address the culture of hip hop and as a person who says that we have to look? You started off with saying we have to take a look at ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. How are we to hold ourselves accountable? How do you feel we can hold ourselves accountable in hip hop? As a person who's got your platform and who wants to fix this thing, what's your suggestions about it? Yeah, what's your suggestion?
My suggestion is to not be complacent in the behavior. When you see something, you gotta check it. You gotta call it out, and that's not to say every single time, because you do have to also maintain your own mental health, and you don't always have the energy to check people, and sometimes you just gotta walk away. But I feel like when you're in a space where you can actually say something and do something and stand up for somebody or stand up for something that's right, you do it. I just have no room to let something go on and I know it's not right. I can't be complicit in that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be complicit in that. And I have to just call it out for what it is and tell the truth and provide evidence for what I'm saying. Not just spewing off whatever I think is right and not backing it up. You know what I'm saying? Giving factual evidence, giving opinions that are backed by, sensible, proof. And that's it. And at the end of the day, like, when you give people the truth, they're gonna take it how they want to take it. So I think that's the first thing is doing the research and doing the work to understand what it is first, and then holding yourself accountable, and then holding other people accountable. But it really starts by just wanting to be educated, just learning and figuring out what this thing is. And as far as misogyny goes, it is in hip hop, and I don't think that hip hop is the devil at all. I think that, like you said, it's showcasing and conveying devilish stuff, because that's what we know. That's what we've been taught all our lives. You know what I'm saying? And I also would say that it's layered. It's like, as a woman, I know that misogyny exists, and I am a feminist, and I do stand up for women, black women in particular. But I also love hip hop though, so it's like I can do both. And then I also understand that some things are just complicated. So like, a man calling a woman a bitch is not the same as a woman calling a woman a bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. One of these things is oppressive in nature, and one of these things aren't. That's like black folk calling each other nigga, and it don't mean what it does when a white person says it.
Right.
So also understanding that language and how cultural customs are sometimes one-sided, and in some ways we need to adjust the way that we speak, and then sometimes we can reclaim certain words. I think it's just knowing your lane and knowing where you stand. And I don't want to say knowing what you can and can't do, but yeah, essentially knowing what you can and can't do, because it's harmful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to be mindful of who you are, what your identity, what your position in the society is, and then interact with people from there in order to make sure that you're reducing harm. Like, you want to cause as less harm as possible. That's one of the things that we learn in social work, is that you want to do harm reduction. So anything that I can do to cause the least amount of harm, I'm gonna try to do that. Now that's different from sparing feelings. I really don't care about your feelings hurt, but I don't want to dismiss your humanity. Like, I can call you out and trick you and even drag you sometimes. Because sometimes you gotta, get rough with people. But I don't want to dismiss your humanity as much as I can.
Right. All right. So I'm going to bring my homie Mike Sick on the line real quick and just tell him how he felt when he first heard your poetry, and, just about the experience of the bar exam up in Carolina. Then we're going to go ahead and let you spit some of these bars before we get ready to roll out. We still got another interview coming up. We got Shane, which is also a winner of the bar exam. So Mike Sick, I got Mike on the line. What up, bro?
What's going on? What's going on, family?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Yeah. Thanks for having me up here, bro.
Absolutely, man. So real quick, man, just run down what it was like, because I wasn't there, and what that bar exam was like up in Carolina, you know what I'm saying, when Tammaka took the day. That's the first.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, first of all, shout out the whole city of Columbia. The venue for letting us bring the bar exam there. It was a great experience. Got a lot of support. We had past winners actually perform there and feature, man. So I circled back to the people that had came to Atlanta to perform at the bar exam to make it happen in their city, man. It was cool. It was a good experience. One thing that stood out to me with Tammaka was she was an early adopter in the sense that, like, once we kind of announced it, she registered. And not only did she register, what I appreciate is that she also got behind it and sharing it and just spreading the word that the show was coming, to the city. And I really appreciate that and was grateful for that. And when I heard her, man, I'm spoiled. A lot of us in Atlanta are spoiled. There's a lot of great poets in Atlanta, a lot of great artists in general. And, when I heard her, I was like, oh, yeah, she definitely has the pedigree of a adult poet in any city. She reminded me of the poets that I see on NPS and just, of that pedigree that, like, yeah, she does this for real. So that was the first thing I thought was like, yeah, she does this for real. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I guess, I guess that's the thing when you're doing an event like that, you know what I'm saying? You have people just like with a professional artist, you have professional poets, you have people they do a little spoken word, whatever, but then when you see the real, you know what I'm saying, deaf poetry jam, type of like level of, you know what I'm saying, like, whoa, it just kind of blows your mind back. And that's kind of what I got from her, man. Just like independent rap artists, all poets aren't created the same, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So when you see one,
facts.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that, with her being a performance poet, a poet in general, to her point of being a performance poet, there's also an art to the way you deliver it to people and stuff like that. And, a lot of that comes from experience, from what you see and then also what you go through for being in slams and stuff like that. And, I think a lot of that's why we do these stages in part is for rappers, singers, and poets to kind of get their chops up as far as actually being able to perform what they're actually writing,
Absolutely. So we're coming up on the 6:30. So before Mike, if you can hang on, because we still got Shane, who's also a bar exam winner, to come up next, and we'll let you chime in a little bit more too on that. I know you said you had something that you wanted to say. You wanted to give out some games, so we definitely want to give you a chance to do that. But I want to make sure that we give Tammaka a chance to actually to give us some of these bars. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to hear those. So I'm gonna put Mike on pause real quick, and right now we're just gonna focus on Tammaka. And right now you guys are in for a treat if you're listening right now. K-100 Radio, I really appreciate it. Again, 347-934-0966. If you're listening on TuneIn app, iTunes Radio, our mobile apps, we really appreciate it. If you're listening on SoundCloud and in YouTube, by all means, please follow and subscribe accordingly to our channels and pages. All right, so Tammaka, I want Tammaka to do a piece for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just sit back and if you can, just make sure you keep that device right in the sweet spot, and just give us give us whatever you want to give us right now, whatever you want to bless us with. You know, I'd like to hear one of the ones you did the other night, but it's not necessary. I'd like to hear some new stuff too. It doesn't matter, but whatever you got, load it up. We want to hear it. Let's check it out.
Okay, I got you. On how to stay away from triggers when signing up for the only African American studies course full of white students. Don't. Instead, find the nearest poplar tree. Summon spirits of your ancestors. Ask for guidance to help you through a PWI, where their history is offered as a major, or why yours is limited to concentration. A liberal arts college ain't feel so liberal after all. Tuition is the most conservative burden you will ever carry. They tell us education is key to success, but even with a college degree, after the second check and third feature, some of us still make altars at landlord's office each month, shout out praises at protests when pipelines prey on children for profit, or when politicians create policies for abortion and yet refuse to raise minimum wage. And at night we gather around our dining room tables, thumb through bills with black hole in belly, quench thirst with tears, and most nights the only thing we can do for dinner is swallow pride. And then there are days where triggers don't seem so bad. I'm talking about the days where you come home from a long day of work, go to the bathroom and notice your roommate has left the cap off the toothpaste again, and just laugh. It's a lot better than being stranded on the toilet with no tissue. That is until you realize you'll have to go to the grocery store soon. Face the cold reality beyond these walls. Pass a preacher on aisle 9 with a button that reads, God hates gays. Pass a white woman in the parking lot, spits all lives matter in your face while singing hymns of feminism, yet you still have enough strength to swallow every ounce of mama say knock you out, only because you know black girls don't get to be angry. Black people rarely survive the attack. Instead, this body becomes fire escape. Flee to prevent becoming free meal. Sharpen bones for teeth picking. A long list of skeletons in other people's closets. And just when you think tragedy has stopped pouring on your head, you'll storm across a Facebook post by a black male poet who was once a friend. He says Bill Cosby's admission just wasn't enough evidence for him. He needed all the facts before deeming him a rapist. In that moment, become stone. Do not turn self inside out for them. You'll conjure memories about your sister, niece, mother. Start to think that should your core be cracked, they will swallow you too. Open mics in my city just don't feel the same no more. I understand now that avoiding triggers ain't possible. So I write poems instead. I try to find ways to cope. Hope and prayer and laughter are the only things I need to survive this world. And when those things aren't enough, an audience at K-100 Radio won't mind listening to a broken thing. Healing is a process, one I will always endure until I love myself whole again. Trigger warnings don't always exist, but ain't it sweet to dream of a world where we never have to need one? Ain't it? Thank y'all so much. Hey. I appreciate your time. Definitely follow.
Oh, I know we got to get that a round of applause. And she snuck the name in there, too, real quick. Like, yeah, boom. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. Definitely follow me, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Tammaka Staley, TAMMAKA STALEY. Definitely keep up with the campaign. Find out how you can support and book me in a city near you. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Definitely. If you guys know anybody, doing anything, especially in your city as far as poetry, anything like that, you definitely want the sister to come. Hearing it on the phone is good, but even seeing her, go up there and motion and, there's a performance aspect of it. Just like listening to somebody, listen to a song and then seeing somebody performing live. There is another added element, of course, definitely, when you see her actually doing this live and her body language and everything matches right up. It's just really great and really great words and a really dope poet and artist. So you guys make sure you check her out, follow her, support her movements. You know what I'm saying? One day, Tammaka, we can have you on for one of our points. We can have you on for one of our points of views, because at some point, me and you gonna go to war. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna go to war.
I'm already here.
Me and you are going to go to war. I hope we remain friends afterwards. But we have to go to war, because I listen to everything you say, and I'm like, you know what? Me and Tammaka gonna have to go. We're gonna have to have her on one of our debate segments, so we can talk about some of these things. We're gonna do it. We can talk about these Bill Cosby case or something like that, so we can just kind of go at it and still love each other and hug up afterwards.
We'll see. We'll see. That all depends on you.
All right, thank you.
So, yes, I'm certainly up for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It was great having you on here, man. Congratulations again on your win at the bar exam. We've got another one coming up. You guys don't go anywhere. Everybody pause. This is K-100 Radio. I can start the background music back up now, because we had to get serious for a minute. I ain't want no background music. I ain't want nothing. All right, Tammaka, stand by, all right? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Y'all have a good one.
Okay. All right, let me see if this is Shane on the line. Shane.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, homie? All right, we got you on deck. Homie. Stand by, all right?
All right, bet.
All right, so.
You are tuned into K-100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
K-100, you bastards!
One more time. We're going to do a run. One more time, we're going to run one more quick commercial break. And You guys just stand by real quick, and we have Shane coming up, another winner of the bar exam right here on K-100 Radio. Check out this ad, and we'll be right back.
Last of the Mo Records presents Wes Craig.
Wes Craig?
Wes Craig.
With his new chart-topping single,
Dream of Getting Horny.